Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is me, Rangan, and I have got not only Akash Roy, but I've got like another special guest with us. I mean, he's gonna be a regular, I guess, and his name is Darshan Seth. And very soon, I guess Shubham Roy will be joining us as well. So, how are you guys?
I'm doing good as always.
Great, great. So let's just continue our discussion about Wrestle Kingdom 12, one of the biggest pay-per-views that ever set foot in the world in 2018. So, what do you guys think about this?
I think it was great because, Cody lost the title a few weeks earlier in ROH. So this is the only match in the match card
Yeah,
that is not for the title.
yeah,
So that really, puts a shadow over the match. But still, as it's New Japan Pro Wrestling, they come up with the best matches in their year's biggest pay-per-view. So that happened. And as always, I mean,
yeah,
after Cody Rhodes left WWE, he has been on a roll. He has bleached his hair. He looks like somewhat like the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. The only difference is he's the American Nightmare. So I'm happy that Cody is doing so great outside in the independent circuit. Not not getting into the wrestling quicksand like Dolph Ziggler. So happy to see him. The match was great. All eyes were on Brandy and Cody Rhodes. Despite he lost, he put up a valiant effort in the match.
yeah,
That is what wrestling is all about. Making great moves in the ring, making the match look
yeah,
great.
yeah. Cody was a heel, by the way. How do you think that affected the whole thing? Or do you think the crowd didn't give a shit about that and just enjoyed the match?
In New Japan Pro Wrestling, there is no proper heel or no proper face because they try to show it in the ring, but what people really enjoy over there is wrestling. No matter how they do it, because if there existed a heel and a face thing in NJPW, we wouldn't see the rise of the Bullet Club because they are against traditional Japanese culture and they always drop the f bombs on Japanese people. So you know, so Cody
Yeah,
started the match showing the middle finger to Ibushi after just a couple of fast-paced action, and
yeah,
there was again, like every
yeah, he
match
did.
in this match card, we had some cool spots. Cody helped Ibushi get back on his feet and then again kicked in his gut to again place him onto the mat, showing his place.
Yeah,
Now,
that was like a fine strategy, by the way.
it was. I mean, full wrestling freedom. You can create your own match, create your own pattern, own move sets. You make each other look great. And one thing that I missed in wrestling in general, that nowadays we don't see the cameras around the ring. You remember at a time when Triple H used to come out and spit out the water, there was complete set of flashbacks in the background. Everybody was trying to get a snap. We don't see that anymore because everybody has got a smartphone. We don't see the 5 second pose with flashes, right? If it happened now, we wouldn't see the flashes and the moment wouldn't be iconic at all. But
Yeah,
but in this
that's
particular
true.
match, did you notice that the ring was surrounded by traditional photographers who were taking pictures for magazines, newspapers, websites? I loved it. I mean, you got to have something to motivate the wrestlers. Everybody's taking your pic, so you must get used to look great.
Yes, that's true.
Ibushi again is a phenomenal wrestler. This was my first NJPW event, to be honest, and Ibushi Suicide Dive. Um,
Ibushi is a madman. Ibushi, like, he took a lot of risks. I mean, oh my god, he's crazy and he's just amazing.
I as I now I have to contradict myself on this one because I told the Japanese people don't care about heel and face, right? But still, Cody was trying to show that he was a proper heel because you remember a particular spot where Brandy Kota Ibushi attempted a suicide dive on Cody Rhodes, and Brandy got in the way and got hurt. So Ibushi picked up Brandy, was checking on him, and as it turns out, Brandy was faking the injury, and Ibushi paid the price for it from Cody. And then Cody and Brandy, the power couple, they gave a sinister look with a proper smirk. That was cool.
So, what did you like about this match altogether?
The freedom that Cody is now getting as a ROH as an independent circuit wrestler mainly. He has, I mean, after he left the WWE, he was always a mid carder. The only thing that
Yeah.
was, I mean, he got bullshit gimmicks. The first was dashing Cody Rhodes. No, the first was with the
Damien
Legacy.
Sandow. Oh, yeah, yeah, Legacy, right.
Legacy was not bad. It was good,
Yeah, it was really good.
but the, all the spotlight was on Randy Orton, who was a established star at the moment. So I think Legacy is somewhat, uh, you know, Ted DiBiase you know, got this limelight stolen from him, being part of that faction.
Yeah. Now he's nowhere to be seen, by the way.
Cody Rhodes was a mid carder,
Yeah.
as his brother still is. Cody dared to move out of the WWE. That took a lot of guts, by the way. Go to a smaller promotion in
Establish
USA
himself,
ROH.
yeah.
Yes, that takes up a lot of guts to do it. I mean, and the success that he has tasted will inspire more wrestlers to come out to the independent circuit who are not getting much exposure in the WWE, like Dolph Ziggler. I don't know if he has the same guts as Cody to do it, because Cody is loudmouth now as I see him, because he has got that branding of the Bullet Club that raises his paychecks to perform.
Yeah.
So things have been well. Things have been on a roll for him.
He's like
I'm happy for the guy.
his character is now like he's cocky, he's arrogant, and he's like he doesn't job to other people. He does like everything that he's capable of. Unlike in WWE where you were like you were restricted, like you can't do this, you can't do that, etc., etc. But now he's like, yeah, he has the full freedom and everything else. So
I feel you, man.
okay, so that does with the Cody versus Kota Ibushi. Now we move on to the IWGP Tag Team Championship. We have Lance Archer and Davey Boy Smith Jr. versus Evil and Sanada. Sanada was in TNA, by the way. If you don't remember, he was being
No, I saw him
yeah,
under the Great Mood.
yeah, he was being he had like an angle with Cowboy James Storm.
Him.
James
Yeah,
Storm had
I-
like a character of a Bray Wyatt sort of thing, but I don't know what happened to that storyline. But
He had his
Hello.
own.
Oh, all right, all right. The tag team titles match.
yes, I mean, I honestly, first thing, I loved it. I love seeing what's his name? Yeah, Lance Archer to have like a much better spotlight than what he was in WWE. Like he was
And Hoyt.
underutilized. Lance Hoyt, yes, Lance Hoyt in TNA as well.
I mean, in this match, 3 out of
Yeah.
4 wrestlers were, not that good in other promotions. Lance Hoyt, Lance Archer. I mean, Jimmy Boy.
Like killer. Elite Squad has been one of the best tag teams in the entire Japanese pro wrestle.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah,
This
He-
match was explosive, by the way.
yeah. Obviously, like KES being a part of Suzuki Gun, they've been dominant as fuck. Yeah, can I curse?
Oh yeah, can of course. Of course you
Sorry.
can curse. No
Yeah.
problem.
So you remember Davey Boy Smith? I mean, the member of the Heart Foundation with Tyson Kidd,
Yes.
Yeah.
Natalia Tyson Kidd, and this guy. I thought they were going to carry the Heart name, because everybody is a prodigy of. I mean, everybody is a What's the term I'm looking for? Progeny.
Successor?
No, progeny of great wrestlers of the 70s era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyson Smith had it going for him until the injury struck. Like I saw a great future in him. He was pretty phenomenal in his time in WWE. But even Davey Boy Smith wasn't the proper version of himself in the WWE. But like with Lance Archer, he's found his niche. Both of them have found their niche. And like
Yeah.
having Suzuki, Minoru Suzuki, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, as
Okay.
your
Yeah.
mentor, it just changes it entirely.
And here's the thing
Of
that
course.
WWE and TNA both are bad at putting on gimmicks on, bullshit gimmicks on wrestlers. They don't have
Yeah,
the freedom
Yeah.
to do
which is
stuff.
which. Yeah, sure. Go on. Sorry.
Davey Boy Smith is now. I have seen him for a couple of, times, and he wrestles in his own gear. He doesn't give a shit to wearing pink color hair. You remember his hair? Tyson Kidd had a spiky hair in front of his skull.
Yeah.
Why do you put some ridiculous gimmick on these guys? Because Tyson Kidd, again, he's a phenomenal wrestler. I am sad that his career got ended by Samoa Joe. Very unsafe.
Yeah.
That hurts, man. Have you seen his surgery?
Yes. It was painful as hell.
Yeah, Akash. I see you brought up the gimmick, the point that focuses on the gimmicks of the wrestlers in the Western promotions, which is where New Japan has it completely different and unique. Like the entire Young Lion system. I don't know if Davey Boy Smith and Lance Archer have visited the dojo or not, but like the entire concept of training like very hard men in the dojo, like making men out of boys in the New Japan dojo, and then sending them on an excursion to Western promotions of CMLL and Ring of Honor to work on their character. Like recent examples can be seen, like Hiromu Takahashi. He was a mere young lion in New Japan dojo, and he used to get beat up by Suzuki and all of those wrestlers all the time. But going to Ring of Honor, going to CMLL has changed his character so drastically, in a good way, of course. And today he's one of the most popular wrestlers in the entire Puro Wrestle field.
Yeah, I
Landscape, yeah,
agree with you. They don't only develop the wrestler, they also develop his character, which benefits the wrestler in a big way.
exactly. And and later on in their careers, these young lions, they don't need to change it again and again. Yeah, you see Tanahashi, you cannot imagine Tanahashi being a badass heel. Of course, maybe he can pull it off, but like if I say Hiroshi Tanahashi, then that picture of him doing his air guitar ka pose, it directly comes to your mind. If I say Hiromu Takahashi, or very estranged person playing with toys comes to your mind. If I say evil, then a very mystic and a very brutal person comes to your mind. Like they will play these characters throughout their entire careers.
Because
They
these
don't need
gimmicks
to turn.
are good.
Yeah, they find their niches and then they perform. They only perform after finding their niches. That's what I'm trying to say.
Some gimmicks are way too great. They can be, channelized, they can be used in any environment, like WWE did with The Undertaker and Kane. Those were great gimmicks. But, putting bullshit gimmicks on talented wrestlers, that's the thing that hurts the most as a wrestling fan.
Yeah. To be honest, they glorify the creation of Undertaker and Kane a bit too much. Like, which gimmick do you think has been as consistent as those two? Like, it's been 25 years or more. Maybe I'm wrong. It's been 25 years since those two were created. But like, they don't stop glorifying. Like, they'll just glorify those two characters and they'll not work on everyone else that is at hand. Like,
because after that they didn't found the success that they were expecting to do with other gimmicks. I mean, there were enormous amount of wrestlers that they had. Example is Godfather and his other gimmick
The Good Father, yeah.
where he was
He was PG that
no,
time.
not the Good Father,
Oh yeah, Papa Shango,
the
Papa
Voodoo
Shango. Yeah.
Papa Shango. That didn't work
yeah,
out
he's
at
the same
all.
guy. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
after the Undertaker, how many of the ghastly guys have they come up
The
with?
Boogeyman.
They
That's
had
that's the thing, right? That's the thing, right? Like New Japan guys. Like, I'm not trying to be a fedora like or an elitist, but New Japan has it completely right. Like the entire Puroresu industry has it completely right. They send their wrestlers to experiment in promotions that are like way smaller than what they are operating at, and their audience, they don't pay attention to CMLL or Ring of Honor, and
yeah,
so they can go out there and they can experiment. For example, there are some people who have used two gimmicks in the past, like for example Sanada. You're talking about
Yeah.
Sanada, right?
yes.
Sanada used to be this funky old dude, like he used to come out like Tanahashi, and look at him now. He's completely changed. Like he did experiment with one of those uber faces kind of guy, but like it didn't work out. So he channeled his inner heel and like created the persona that we see right now. Same with Naito.
Of course, of course. Now you were so excited when Lance Archer did a choke slam. What's your take on that choke slam?
Yeah, I guess the spot was all right. Personally, I haven't seen much of Lance Archer or Davey Boy Smith's career. Like only the bigger matches, but like yeah, I guess the spot was all right.
Uh, I knew about three of those wrestlers. I don't have any idea about Evil. I have not seen any major Japanese shows of Evil. So, would you care to explain me? Because I have not seen. Because in this match there were so many great wrestlers. It was a fast-paced match. I was not able to see much of Evil. So, how is he as a wrestler? Is he a brawler or a tactician?
He's obviously a brawler. He's obviously a brawler, but he can do a lot of techniques as well. Like the dude, he's evolved his persona so much over the years. If you see Evil from his New Japan dojo days, and that dude, he's very short. He's very chubby, and now he's used all of those attributes to completely what's the word I'm using, completely bring out
Become
the
great.
persona. Yeah,
Yeah.
bring out the niche that he's been looking for. And you wouldn't know this, but he's the only person who has defeated Okada aside from Kenny Omega in the G1 climax. Yeah, the dude is phenomenal. Like even his gimmick is so popular with the entire Japanese pop culture and inner circles that like Los Ingobernables de Japón are the best merchandise sellers in Japan right now.
I mean, it's a great feat to defeat Okada because I thought that dude is undefeatable.
Yeah, no, Evil did it. Evil did it. It cost him a injury though, but he did it anyway. The dude is phenomenal. Like everyone from Los Ingobernables de Japón is phenomenal. You see, I love saying that again and again because it's so catchy.
Yeah, I mean,
Ah,
how many times do you see a name that is hard to pronounce, and once you have
yeah,
pronounced it, you repeat it all day long?
yeah. Same. It's the only there's I guess the only what's the word, like the only weakness that Lij has right now is Bushi. The dude has nothing going for him, even though like he's pretty popular gimmick wise, but he has nothing going for him.
Okay, so next match was hair versus hair match, and
Oh, yeah. Let's do that.
hair versus hair match for the never openweight championship.
Yep.
Now, at this point, I was watching the whole show, but Rangan and Shubham, those guys joined in a bit late. And this match has had I didn't expect it to be great, to be honest, because I didn't
Why?
know
Why?
who the wrestlers were. But as it turns out, after this match, something spectacular happened that really established the values, traditional values of Japanese culture, the honor, the respect. I mean, I was blown away.
Yeah, don't you know about Minoru Suzuki though? What kind of person he is?
No, I mean, I have been a person who has constantly complained against WWE's policy where they were taking the wrestlers for granted. But this was my first time stepping out of WWE and doing something new, to start something new that would change my perspective from criticizing WWE to trying something new and appreciate the beauty of the wrestling business, which now
All
lies in
right.
the fan circuit.
That's beautiful, man. So let me fill you in about Minoru Suzuki. Minoru Suzuki, the dude has been wrestling for over 25 years, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, the dude was one of the pioneers of mixed martial arts, the MMA that we all love. He's one of the pioneers of that
Okay.
combat style. Yeah, and he's also one of the pioneers of the strong style that has become pretty popular these days.
Yeah, it has. It has.
Not not only that, but his character has been consistent for years and years. When he's portrayed being a badass more more perfectly than anyone else in the industry, even more so than Undertaker. Yeah,
Wow.
he's
And
respected by everyone in the industry, and no one has the gall to go up there. No one has the audacity to even stand up to him, like even back answer him. He has that much of respect going on for him.
wow, that's something to be cherished, because in New Japan you have so much of competition. To be a top guy and being a founder of something means that, I mean, you are a legend.
Yeah, obviously. And
So
the same with Hiroki Goto, right? Hiroki Goto is a phenomenal wrestler, but he has been going AWOL as of late. No one knows why, and which is what the entire storyline up to this point was built upon, right? Him,
yes, man.
Hiroki Goto going AWOL, and Minoru Suzuki making fun of him until Goto goes a step ahead and puts his hair on the line.
And he has lost two times prior to this match, and he
Yeah,
had
yeah, yeah.
nothing to give in this match. So it was a hair versus hair match for the respect, for the, I mean, for the shame of it. If you
Yeah.
lose, you can. I have seen WWE. The WWE hair versus hair match are not this stance. I mean, they had so much of shame if you lose this match.
Yeah, and Minoru Suzuki leaving and then coming back again into the ring and then
With his own
going
chair.
in. Yeah, yeah, it's phenomenal. And did you see the entrance? Did you see the
I
entrance? Or
saw it, man.
yeah,
And he has
did
that
you listen to
backstab.
the audience?
Huge pop, man.
Yeah,
Huge pop.
yeah.
Was that
That's because of his theme song. All right, Minoru Suzuki is a huge anime fan, and his theme song has been sung by one of the J-pop artists. I forgot her name, but her last name is Nakamura, I think. Last or first name, whatever. So yeah,
hashtag WWE?
yeah, and like yeah, whenever Suzuki, other than whenever his theme like this one lyric hits, Kaze ni Nare, everyone just like they chant it so loud. The pop is
Major pop.
unbelievable. Like it's a tradition at this point. It's a tradition. If no one chants, then it's not a New Japan show. You're watching Suzuki in maybe a third world country or something.
So, Rangan, I had a question for you earlier. You got, I don't know, disconnected or something. I asked, okay, I asked you that in the match where Elijah versus Killer Squad, how did you like the Lance Archer chokeslam? Because you are excited about it. You texted me a long set of words to describe that. You want to speak about that?
Yeah, I'm just excited to see Lance Archer have like a spotlight that he actually deserves, because the way he was not like he did not get treated properly in WWE and TNA, and what happened is over here he has like no limitations or restrictions or anything like that to showcase his talent. So what he did was amazing. Him and D- Davy Boy Smith, and I have nothing else to say to them because they were simply amazing.
So, if
Like,
I am not wrong,
seriously,
Lij won this match and became the new tag team champions, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And they had the trophies as well. So,
The trophies are actually from the tournament that they won. There was a
Oh,
yeah, they
I
tournament
held
had
three
not
months
known
tournament.
that.
ago. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The tag team league, like a lot of tag teams that you might know, competed in this tournament. It's sort of like G1, but for tag teams. And Evil and Sanada, they ended up winning the tournament, and those trophies are from the tag league.
So, does this having these trophies guarantee you something? A title
No,
match, maybe?
nothing.
Nothing.
Only a title match. Only a title match. Only a title match at Wrestle Kingdom. Just like G1 Climax contract guarantees you to, that you main event this Wrestle Kingdom.
Wrestle
You'll
Kingdom,
be
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, opportunities all around in this promotion. That's so great.
Uh, Not as much as the WWE, because over here you'll have to work your ass off. I know there's no restrictions and all, but you have to keep yourself in check as well at all times. You have to make sure that you're not going overboard with the entire thing.
Yes. Now, Rangan, what's your take on the hair versus hair match aftermath? Because I told you what happened.
Okay, we know that Japan is all about the respect, right? And what happens is you have to like honor the culture and everything else. So what Suzuki did was like, okay, I made a promise, I have to keep it. So the way he exited the like he didn't exit the ring area. His faction was leading him out, but he himself let go of his faction and he just walked straight to the ring. He took a chair. Whatever chair Hiroki Goto actually kept in the ring, he just smashed it away, and he kept his own chair, and he just took he snatched the electronic razor away from Goto's hand, and he just shaved it himself. So that's honoring the culture and everything else. Like, you made a
Major
promise,
face turn, I
you
would
keep
say.
it.
No, no, it's not a face turn. It's just a part of his gimmick. Yeah,
I get that, but
yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
apparently, Minoru Suzuki is probably scheduled to win the IWGP Intercontinental Championship.
Can we just appreciate how amazing the Never Openweight Championship looks? Like, I'm a big fan of the design of that championship.
Yeah, but the looks are all it has going for it, because even the Never Open with six-man tag team championship and this Never Open with championship, they don't have any prestige in New Japan, and Suzuki just carries with him because it looks cool. That's just that's just the
now, enough
entire
of this.
point of that championship.
I hope you don't mind enough of this match. Next match, big match. Marty Skull being the champion,
Oh
junior heavyweight
yes,
champion,
Oh yeah.
taking
this was
on
an explosive match.
Kushida Takahashi. This was the one of the favorite mid card matches of the whole show, because I am a huge Bullet Club fan, and the villain takes on the ground. I thought that he will retain his championship, but nothing is predictable in this company, right?
Right.
And actually, to be honest, this was all done to give Will Ospreay his moment. The dude has been so good all over the world. He actually went out to Australia when no one else wanted to, and elevated the entire wrestling scene over there. And now New Japan is touring Australia next month.
Now,
And this is a yeah, this is New Japan's way of showing gratitude towards Will Ospreay, and Will Ospreay is probably the number one high flyer in the world right now, most innovative wrestler on the planet for sure. But like,
of
yeah,
course, I saw this match. I couldn't believe it was the same Will Ospreay that was competing in TNA a while ago, because TNA gave nothing to this man, didn't have a proper outfit in
TNA
that
never
company.
gives anything to anyone.
I mean, they exploit their own originals, because Abyss is doing a shit job right now.
Will
Other
Ospreay, Will Ospreay. You
yeah,
guys would believe Will Ospreay is just 23 years old.
Is he's my
I
age?
know.
Yeah,
No. So just
yeah.
imagine, this dude is such a good performer in the ring, and TNA does not reward anything to him. They terminate him from the contract. They don't keep him around. They put him up against the Wolves. I mean, Wolves was a great tag team in TNA, one of the best in recent times after Motor City
Ed,
Machine Guns.
Eddie
SM
Edwards and that other guy. What's his name?
David.
Yeah, I never really paid
David.
attention to TNA, even though they had great talent. Right now, Eli Drake is doing a great job. I'm kind of looking forward to his career, but TNA never books anything nicely. Like the post Dixie Carter era has been nothing but a disappointment. Everything they've done has been a disappointment, except for broken Matt Hardy. That has actually not even that is not actually even their own creation. So yeah,
And they stopped him from using the whole thing in WWE.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
No, that was logical. I mean, TNA was relying on money to draw out money from Vince.
But
So that
but why? But why did they allow them to use it in Ring of Honor? And once they get to know that these guys are heading towards WWE, they start suing the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
yeah,
What?
but TNA,
And such pussies, these guys. They end up withdrawing the entire thing just because WWE, like in December or November, I think they came into the picture and they started saying no. Now we are going to come into this thing, and like in just a second they changed their entire policy towards their characters, their gimmicks, and their talent.
but I'm with TNA on this one, because WWE started this kind of things, because as you remember, in the back in the Monday Night Wars, when that segment happened, WWE had the rights to Razor Ramon and Diesel, and they used other wrestlers to feature as Diesel and Razor Ramon, and they said that we own the rights to their names, so we'll not make Scott Hall be as Razor Ramon. We instead will use some other wrestler to sell out their merch. So WWE has built this policy of investing in their own names and not letting the wrestlers have their own set of gimmicks and
That's
right.
that's 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 kind of true. That's true, but you don't have to stoop down to their levels, do you? Now the WWE did that because it was such a big promotion, and WCW was a legit threat. Now TNA knows that TNA knows this, that they're going to eventually lose the broken gimmick. They're going to eventually lose their rights over the gimmick, but they still did it just to witness Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy become ghost tail as the days went by. And like even right now, the Woken gimmick isn't working as good as well as
No,
it did.
I
This
agree
is the
with you.
thing.
I agree with you. I mean,
WWE may say that you have full creative control over your gimmick, but
yeah, we
here's the
talked
thing:
about
they
this, right?
don't. None of the wrestlers genuinely.
No. They never say it. I'm sorry, but I have to disagree. The WWE is always said that it's the creative team that controls your character and not you, except if you are John Cena, except if you are The Rock, the Stone Cold, and The Undertaker.
Okay.
There's no one they give creative control to.
Okay, so back to the match. Was Marty Scurll's entrance the best of the night?
Yes, Marty Skrull. That even his story is pretty humbling. Like the dude came from nothing and now he's one of the best in the world. Yeah, of course it was, dude. So Rangan and Akash, I'd like to recommend the entire series of matches that Hiromu and Kushida had before this entire thing culminated. Their own singles matches for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship back in 2016 and like late 2015, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, those matches
I
were
have a lot
so.
to catch up on NJPW because I love the show. Now, after
Yeah,
seeing the moment,
you can ask me for matches. I've watched
I would
a number of
certainly
matches.
I would do that. I would do
Yeah.
that. I'm in love with this show, man. WWE now always seemed shitty after a certain period of time when the ruthless aggression era started. But now it's just unbearable, man.
No, I don't know. I guess I'll have to disagree on that as well because WWE right now is doing a pretty good job, even with Roman Reigns, I'd say. Because even though people don't buy into Roman Reigns' his entire gimmick, but he's essentially Okada, but not well written or well booked.
Not for that. I am disappointed in WWE because they waste wrestlers such as Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, Finn Balor. Who else
Yeah,
we
true,
got?
true.
Every major call ups from the NXT.
Yeah, but dude, Carl Anderson, that dude has so much talent in him. Have you seen his matches or even his run in New
Oh
Japan?
yes.
I have. During the time
Dude,
period when AJ was around in NJPW, I have seen those matches.
yeah, that was amazing. Like the entire thing that he got, it was unique only to him. Like once the announcer would say the machine gun, a sound effect would come and he'd do that thing. Yeah, it was so badass. And he was the legit leader of Bullet Club, even though AJ and Kenny were both around. Like he was the leader of Bullet Club.
I know from being he was the second leader of Bullet Club after Finn Balor, and from being the leader of Bullet Club, you come and job to guys like Titus O'Neil because I went to WWE Live India and I saw him literally job to Cruz and Titus O'Neil. That broke my heart because if you're bringing wrestlers from New Japan and independent circuit, please give them the proper opportunity that they deserve. Don't make them job around and scream out nerd, nerd every now and then.
But that's the thing with the WWE, right? Vince never watches those matches. Vince has no clue about the entire market that is around him. He has no clue about what's going on in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He has no clue about what's
Did you
going on
guys
in
know?
Ring
Yeah,
of Honor,
exactly.
except
That's the thing. Did you guys know that Vince actually banned the Styles Clash without knowing what the hell the move it was? Like he didn't know what it did,
yeah, I'm
and like
aware of it.
I got
I'm
pissed
aware,
off about it.
but no, the thing with Vince is he's pretty old school in an era where a lot of new bookers are trying to bring in innovative things. Like that is the difference between Vince McMahon, hands down, is the greatest promoter, the greatest booker of all time. Even right now, with his entire out of touch, supposedly out of touch behavior, Vince McMahon is doing a pretty decent job at booking matches. And if you guys see the entire Roman Reigns storyline, the entire transcendent storyline of Roman Reigns, the character, the Roman Reigns enforcer of the Shield,
Yeah.
to what he is right now, you'd kind of like it, the way he's looking to it. But like he's missing something over there, and it's probably the connect with the newer
Yeah,
fans. And
he's like he doesn't have a
Yeah, so
character
let's
sort
talk
of
about
thing, and he's an amazing worker actually. I mean, he's
He is. He
exactly
is.
he's an amazing
If
worker, but he lacks a character, and creative needs to come up with something regarding that.
Yeah.
actually, Roman Reigns back in his Shield days, he was pretty. He was in his character. He had found his niche, I would say. But what happened is when you start to like disconnect with the fans, when the fans legitimately hate you to the point where you get death threats from some hardcore neckbeards, it becomes frustrating, which was pretty evident in his promo with John Cena, where he was supposed to go off the script completely. He was given entire creative control of the entire promo, like the entire segment that was happening. You guys
Yep.
remember it, right? The John Cena promo, which is why he stuttered over there. He sluttered over there. Like it's pretty sad because Roman Reigns is an amazing worker and he can do his like he can play his character pretty well as well.
Yeah, he just needs a proper, proper storyline, proper build up, and everything else.
Yeah, true enough. His entire program with Braun Strowman was pretty good.
Yeah, I love that, the entire rivalry and everything.
How come? How come Braun Strowman, who has been a dominant guy for the past year or so, I guess, has not yet won a single title? Why are they doing this to him?
That's the story of big guys, right? Undertaker actually won it in a year. I don't remember, but like there's Ryback, right? Ryback was as over as Braun is right now, but he never
But
won a belt until
but still,
the entire heat it came down.
did you see the Raw? I mean, today's Raw.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed certain kind of things like Gallows and Anderson again getting teamed up with Balor. This gives them enormous exposure, which they had been lacking previously. But
Hmm.
at the same time, the new Shield with Jason Jordan. I mean, in that particular match, they don't make Finn Balor's team, the Balor Club, look great. Instead, they make them look weak. Still, they win the match because of the
Yeah, that's what
miscommunication.
heels do, right? Because I think Finn is turning heel. It was pretty evident in that promo that he was doing today.
He is such a baby face, as
I
WWE
would
made him
love to
in
see
Raw.
Finn Balor as a heel.
Yeah, he is basically Prince David when his heel. He is supposed to be heel. His heel character is what created the Bullet Club.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it, but WWE has made him such a baby face after NXT that it's hard for them to turn back.
No, he can. With Finn Balor, he can do it. I guess. He's pretty good with his character. Even Bailey needs to turn heel though. By the way,
Here's the thing.
yeah,
Here's the
yeah.
thing. Like Kevin Dunn,
Hmm.
you know who he is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
He hates people with accents, and that's the reason why Becky Lynch, like, literally had like small amount of promo time in
Yeah, I am aware.
2014, sorry, 20, yeah,
2016,
exactly.
2016, post
So
this Magnum.
2016, yeah, exactly. But here's the thing: if Kevin Dunn isn't in charge, then how can you expect Finn Balor to have more promo time?
Because
It's not gonna happen
yeah,
much.
true enough. But even the Kevin Dunn is in charge. Hunter Triple H, he goes to consider like a remarkable distance to protect his guys. The guys he has brought in, Finn
I
Balor,
mean,
Samoa Joe, Seth Rollins, all of those kids. Uh, Triple H has brought them, and that is the reason why none of them are. You don't see none of them jobbing at least right now.
I
Even
mean, can't
Bailey,
Yeah,
a
it's
even though
true.
wrestler,
she's such a failure, she's
I
not
mean,
jobbing
can't
good.
a wrestler before signing and negotiating the contract, can't he like demand certain kind of favorism in his place?
No,
Like,
no,
I
no,
need a
no.
title, I need a title reign from this time to this time, at least to negotiate with my contract.
No.
They can't. They
They,
can't.
no, they are not in this for the titles. The titles are compensations, basically. The titles don't mean
But
anything. They are
three
in
titles,
this for the money. Dude, that's the entire thing, right? They don't care about the titles. They do, obviously, after a certain amount of time, but they cannot ask for titles because, yeah, they do this for the money. It's for the money,
I
basically.
thought that Hardy Boys demanded the title on their first night back at WrestleMania because they were not in that good shape. Because to be honest, Matt, his broken gimmick is great. I appreciate that, but his in-ring performance had deteriorated severely because he was used to be a high flyer plus tactician, but now he is just a fat guy in the ring.
Yeah, that's true. But they demanded for the tag team title match because they were on an expedition to of
Yeah,
collecting tag
they
team
needed to
titles.
complete the expedition of gold.
Yeah, they wouldn't care. Even Dudley Boys, right? Dudley Boys came in. You'd expect them to win the title, but that's not what they do, right? They just have to put some guys over, and they'll get money for it. They'll get paid completely. That's the case with Mike Kanellis right now. The dude has
Oh
appeared
man,
how
he has
many times on TV? 3 times, I guess.
he from being in TNA as a regular, he and Maria, of course, I love her. Where are they
But
now? I
it's
mean, I know Maria is
but
pregnant.
it's his fault. It's his fault, right? He was on drugs, and
Yeah.
WWE demanded something from him. They demanded that, okay, you have a 90-day no compete clause, so you'll have to bulk up a bit, because everyone who bulks up gets a good raise in it. Like, they get a title, obviously, and these guys in WWE, they made him skip NXT. Now, how many times do you see that happening? Because Vince and everyone else, they loved the way Mike worked. Right? They
Of
actually
course, because
saw future in him, which is why he was made to skip NXT even.
yeah, major superstars don't get to do that. I only in recent time I saw AJ do that. None after that.
Yeah, and you guys know how big of a superstar Samoa Joe was before he came to the
Of
WWE,
course,
but he
even
was still sent to the NXT. Same with Shinsuke.
Finn
And
Balor,
Asuka,
Bobby Roode as well.
everybody went through
Bobby Roode
NXT.
of all people. Yeah, but not Mike Kanellis. Why is that? You'd say. Why is that?
Not even the Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Like they went straight to the
That
main
was
roster.
because they wanted to start off.
Work with AJ
Yeah,
Styles, isn't it?
wanted them to work with AJ Styles complete, like at the like starting in the beginning. Yeah.
We are deviating from the match.
What? Oh
We are
yeah.
Deviating from the
Marty Scurll's match.
I almost forgot we were discussing the wrestling. Yeah.
But here's the thing: this discussion was required.
I know it was. Certainly it was. It's never enough to talk about WWE and the politics back. But what interesting about WWE today's spot when Braun Strowman pulled those railings on Kane and Brock Lesnar, that was I don't think I've seen something like that in a long time.
Yeah, they're doing all kinds of stuff with
The
Braun
last
Strowman.
time I saw it was Batista spearing the Undertaker and Backlash and the tree structures. They
Yeah.
went down on them and then they just
And
erupted.
still, if Brock manages to keep the title, which I think
Hello.
he would, I think he is going to break the streak of CM Punk because WWE has nothing to do with CM Punk at the moment, and they won't keep him to be the most.
Yeah. I think they should actually at this point, because CM Punk is not a good person. CM Punk, it was him who was at fault in this entire scenario. So it's kind of plausible for them to break his streak at this point, and they are aiming for Roman to do it.
Okay, now. So back to the match.
Will Ospreay.
Will Ospreay, obviously.
So Marty
That wink. That wink to the camera.
after the dive,
Yeah. That was badass.
but I thought that the dive would have been more great if Marty Skrull to caught him because Marty Skrull was far away and he just sold out for no apparent reason. Because Will Ospreay dived on Takahashi and Kushida only. Marty Skrull was just standing there and he fell down and sold the entire sequence. That was unnecessary. Again,
Well, what do you expect?
Again.
It's called selling, I guess.
couple of good spots from Marty Skrull. He took out tape to tie up, I think, Kushida in the barrier.
Yeah, I guess. Look, there were
He used it,
a lot of
he
spots.
used the traditional chalk powder that Yokozuna used to, you know, lined up the opponents. That was great. Everything Marty Skrull did with his umbrella, with those tapes, with the chalk powder, I thought that he was going to win, but this again, making Will Ospreay, giving him the title makes another Britain rivalry. This two has been going at it so long. Another rivalry wouldn't be bad. Would be actually pretty great. Obviously, the traditional chalk powder. I love that. I mean, it remembered me of Bret Hart and versus Yokozuna at WrestleMania. This match was great. Marty Scurll lost the championship. Being a Bullet Club fan, that hurts. Still, Will Ospreay deserved it because I have not seen. I mean, his finisher is kind of like Ember Moon. Instead of the top rope, he does a
Yeah.
springboard. But all in all, they both performed diamond cutters, which was, I think, a great move invented by DDP. So next match, Tanahashi versus Jay White.
For the Intercontinental Championship.
Jay White.
Switchblade.
That man looks like a straight up psycho.
And I love it.
He looks like a Ruby Riot with a penis.
That was great, man.
You know what? I totally agree with that.
Yeah,
That
but
was-
Ruby
he's
Riott
he's
with a
literally
penis.
Jay White should consider growing a beard at this point. He cannot be taken seriously unless and until you put him in the ring. Like, what do you
Beard.
do with him throughout the
I
entire
mean,
segments?
that is
Like,
a line for beard because I think he's pretty makundo. That's a traditional word again. Rangan will understand it's a Bengali word. Makundo means
Yeah, it's like people who can't grow facial hair.
I think is kind of that because he has pretty white skin with no beard lines.
Yeah,
Anyway,
well,
so
that's. By the way, guys, what did you guys think of Jay White?
I thought that
He's an amazing worker.
he was a pretty spooky guy. The gimmick was great, and his tights. Did you see his tights? Do you remember them? If not, I will explain. Okay,
Yeah,
so
sure. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
his tights had literally the calendar marks striked off. I mean, the thing you do, you mark 4 days, then
Yeah.
you
Yeah. Yeah.
strike.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was.
Yeah.
I mean, he was looking. He had the name Switchblade. He was looking like a psychopathic killer at this moment. I thought he was going to win this match, but again, NJPW, you can't say who is going to win. Betting is
No,
very
they
tough.
wouldn't. They wouldn't give the title away to a young lion who's just returned from excursion so soon. Because I think they see Jay White as someone who'd carry the company once Kenny Omega is gone. And believe me, Kenny Omega might be gone sooner or later. Like, he has to go to the WWE. He has to just.
That would break my heart, man, because the way WWE treated him in the development territory.
No,
I
he
mean,
wasn't treated bad. He wasn't treated bad. He just didn't get what he desired. Like, John Laurinaitis saw great potential in him. It was this guy, Harley Race. Harley Race was the one. Harley Race and Bill Demott, humongous. Both of them were the ones who were bullying him. But Kenny kind of left on good terms with them. So I guess there's a potential return, and if Kenny comes, it would just be phenomenal. Like, even Vince has his eyes on Kenny at this point, and they are
but if
building up
he,
Adam Cole as his their own answer to Kenny Omega.
but if Kenny is not a top guy in WWE, then it really questions because he is the best brawler and technician at the moment because he's so great.
Yeah, he would actually. There was a possibility. If Kenny Omega were to sign with the WWE right now at this moment, Vince would surely have second thoughts about what he's been planning for Roman Reigns, because Kenny Omega has the look. Kenny Omega has the fans behind him. He has the charisma.
Actually,
At
major
both
match.
Stone Cold and The Rock, and Even John Cena has, and he can do literally everything the business has in its list of things that you have to do perfectly, beyond perfectly, and he's probably the greatest wrestler in the world right now.
So fill me up in the with this match, because I don't remember many things from this match, because at this moment I was hyped for the two main events.
Here's the thing: a lot of people, as far as I've heard, they hated the match.
Yeah,
They said that this was a high-profile match, but the match was not good.
the one thing that made this match maybe divisive amongst fans was the fact that there was literally not much build up in it. All
Uh-huh.
right.
How
uh,
prestigious is the IWGP Intercontinental Championship?
very
Is it?
very very prestigious. It's more prestigious than the Intercontinental Championship in the WWE. It's way more prestigious than that, and the man who made it prestigious is Shinsuke Nakamura. So
That answers it, right?
yeah.
So Jay White not winning the match again. It was good because Tanahashi deserved to win, as he's been in the company, and this was a new guy from the developmental ROH.
No. In my opinion, they should have gone with Jay White at this point.
Yeah,
That
but
would have.
Yeah.
what happened the next day? Jay White doesn't
Yeah,
require the
he's
title at this moment, because the next day in New Year Dash, Kenny Omega offered him with a Bullet Club T-shirt, and Jay White wore it. Then, literally,
Switchblade.
Switchblade, yeah.
ended
And
Kenny Omega.
Kenny is probably going to lose the title to Jay. He's probably going to lose it.
But that title, that title looks great on Kenny Omega, because United States Heavyweight Championship looks so great. I think it's the best title in the whole NJPW right now.
The
Great
United
defense.
States Championship.
Yeah,
in
great
the, in,
defense for the title.
looks wise, I think nothing beats the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. It's beautiful.
Oh, did you notice
Yeah.
that during the Okada versus Naito match, they were
Yeah.
taking a couple of close shots to the title belt, and one of the diamonds were missing. I couldn't take my eyes off it. Does Okada need to pay for that lost one?
No, he doesn't. These minor losses are covered.
There was a major diamond piece missing from the belt, and I couldn't take my eyes off it, man.
Mm.
Okay, so then the next day, Jay White joins Chaos, and
Yeah.
tells Okada that he's coming for his belt also sometime soon. But for now, they are joining hands to to strike off the head of the snake of the Bullet Club, that is Kenny Omega. So
Yeah, the storyline is going to be. This is just my prediction. This storyline will establish New Japan Pro Wrestling as a prominent
Kenny
threat. Right now, it is a prominent threat, but as the prominent threat, as the WCW of the Monday Night Wars to the WWE, because what they're doing with this storyline is they are building up a reunion between Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi. They're splitting the Bullet Club up
It's a
possibly
chaos.
even. Yeah,
is
what?
the Chaos a big faction?
It is the biggest faction in New Japan Pro Wrestling because Okada is in it. Like, yeah, it is the face faction in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I guess that the only face faction besides Tagoichi Japan. So yeah, what I was saying is, yeah, they're planning a reunion between Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega that will completely divide the Bullet Club and possibly even separate it into two parts: the Elite and the Bullet Club, and possibly even Bullet Club being dismembered once and for all.
Man,
Even
break my heart, because I am buying all the Bullet Club merchandise at the moment, and if that ends,
is
My
it
day-
the Bullet Club? Is it the Bullet Club merchandise that you're buying, or is it the Elite merchandise that you're buying?
actually I combined the both, and I have the Bullet Club traditional T-shirt. I was trying to get a villain T-shirt, villain club.
Yeah, exactly.
His Marty Skull looks great, one of the greatest British wrestlers. After Will's Ospreay, I would put it that way because Will was so great in this match.
Yeah.
And
So
if
yeah.
if
Yeah, go
Ken
ahead.
leaves the Bullet Club, who is going to be the captain of the team? Who do we see as the captain? I think
Probably
Cody Rhodes,
Cody.
maybe.
Cody.
Yeah.
Cody, yeah.
Yeah, it's Cody. It's supposed to be Cody, but it might not be Bullet Club anymore. Maybe it might be renamed. Even with Tama Tonga and Bad Luck Fale going on their own ways. They all of those guys, they're leaving the faction. And Marty Skrull and Young Bucks joining hands with Cody and betraying Kenny Omega, while his faction might consist of him and Ibushi, with maybe Okada in it.
Hmm.
Do you guys remember that in WCW we had NWO
And
and
Wolfpack.
NWO Wolfpack? Yes.
Yeah.
So what if when the Bullet Club finally quote unquote like disbands,
And
what
it
if
unites.
they form? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
What
like
if
Kevin
they
Nash
just
handed
say-
the title to Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, exactly. What if that happens?
Yeah, that is destined to happen. It is fated to happen.
Because
Mhm.
here's the thing. I mean, you don't want to destroy the Bullet Club as WWE does to the many teams. The Nexus was great. They disbanded the Nexus.
Dude, everything has to come to an end, all right.
I know,
Every good things must come to an end.
but you know you can keep a faction for a longer period of time because if the fans
Yeah,
accept
obviously they're going to keep the Bullet Club around.
intact, I think the Bullet Club should be kept intact. With time to time, the change in leader, they are good to go. As they did with AJ Styles, they kicked him out on his last day. That
To be honest, Japan right now sees Bullet Club as more of a, because so many of them are like double agents, all right, double agents. As in, only Kenny Omega is a loyal New Japan man.
yeah,
Yes.
I
The
get that.
others, the elite, they are doing things on their own, and it is obviously getting New Japan Pro Wrestling some exposure, but it is kind of saying that yeah, New Japan is nothing on its own, and it's just the Young Bucks and their little band of friends that are getting them the fame.
Now, check up your pulse rate and BP because we are going to talk about the two main events. First one, Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega, man. Chris
Yeah.
Jericho.
Yes.
Why is such a lame answer? Yes, I mean Chris Jericho, dude.
It's I don't
It's-
know what to say. His entrance blew me off.
Yeah, the
Judas,
song-
man.
Judas is such a beautiful song.
Hell yeah. And welcome back the light up jacket.
Yeah,
And Scarf.
Oh yeah.
The scarf
it's
of Jericho.
literally his. Yeah. He was literally the WWE guy invading New Japan.
I just wanted him to wear pants. Is that much of
Me
a
too.
thing to ask?
Me too.
No. I think he's being loyal to that was his way of showing loyalty to WWE, I guess.
Had the long hairs. Come on, just wear a pant. God damn it.
It would be cool to see the 2004 Chris Jericho. But hey, I'm not saying that Chris Jericho is not talented without the pants. I mean Chris Jericho is one of the most talented guys in the world.
He was the best heel of the night. Without appearing
yeah.
in without competing.
Give me a moment. Give me a moment. You guys talk. I'll be right back.
Yeah, in my opinion, Chris Jericho is the greatest wrestler, greatest sports entertainer of all time. He's my number one of all time. Personal
Of
favorite.
course, of course, because that guy has done so much for the company, and he has been
No, not
He has-
just for the company, man.
loyal for so long.
Yeah, not just the loyalty factor, but the dude has reinvented himself over and over again. And he's maybe older. He's older than The Rock. He's older
He has
than he's
adapted
as
so
like
much to the
maybe
changing variation of styles.
what?
He has adapted so much with the changing
Yeah, exactly.
in wrestling.
Exactly. The dude is not only a six-time world heavyweight champion, but he also has his successful podcast. He has his own TV series. He has his own successful
And
rock band. He's a author. He's an author of several best-selling books. Not only that, I think he started something else recently. I don't remember, but yeah, he's done so much. And just his wrestling career, he's reinvented himself so many times over the years. And his recent run in WWE, and even his
okay,
run in New Japan right now. My God,
both are
that's
great.
that's that's the stuff of legends, and that has never been done before. I don't think anyone has ever done it before, and I don't think anyone will ever be able to do what he's doing right now.
Nobody would be able to sell a list of Jericho. I mean, with a list, you make a gimmick.
Yeah, Vince
That
McMahon once said that only Chris Jericho has only Chris Jericho can sell something like stupid idiot so like in the way that he did.
and I enjoyed the run with Kevin Owens because that made Chris Jericho a Grand Slam champion, which he deserved for so long.
Obviously, man. And then it actually reinvented Chris Jericho as we knew him. Like so far since 2012, he was this guy who used to come and then he used to go. Who used to come and then he used to go. But
And he's a
now, right
natural heel.
now, yeah. And then he
But
turned heel for the first time in like 5 years.
he's a natural
And
heel, man. That being Chris Jericho is an art because whatever he did with Shawn Michaels in WrestleMania still gives me chills because unexpected things happen with Chris Jericho. Nobody expected him to show up and challenge Kenny Omega. That took us all by surprise.
oh man, that's the thing, right? I think his current program with Kenny Omega, his current run with New Japan Pro Wrestling is the greatest. He's greatest achievement. I think it's the greatest work he's ever done by far. Even better than the thing he did with Shawn Michaels, and even better. I don't know why I'm saying this, but yeah, it's kind of true. It's even better than what we saw last year with Kevin Owens.
Absolutely. And WrestleKingdom 12 tickets were up by 2 times, I guess, due to
Yeah,
this man because Chris Jericho made it globalized.
yeah,
I
and
saw
I mean,
WrestleKingdom for Chris Jericho.
obviously,
At least,
obviously, it brought in a lot of new. Like, it brought in a lot of casual watchers. It brought in a lot of hardcore WWE fans to New Japan because everyone was so hooked on to what he did in 2016 and 2017 with the WWE. And now they wanted to watch him again do the same in New Japan Pro Wrestling, but against someone who they've heard about but they've never watched his work.
yes.
Kenny
And
Omega.
as wrestling fans, we knew that Chris was not going to win this match and the title because he probably has a brief contract in NJPW, and winning the title would mean an extension in the contract, which I am sure Chris Jericho wouldn't enjoy at this moment because he needs to be in the States or be independent to promote his band as well. So we
True
knew that
enough.
he was
True enough.
going to lose, but still the hype was all time great for this match.
Uh, truly, like to be honest, the match itself was the best Jericho has had in what 4 to 5 years. Even surpasses the one he had with AJ Styles.
Yeah, of course. And here's the thing that really amazed me was the unpredictability over and over again. Because first time he comes on the Titantron, challenges Kenny Omega, who is in the ring alongside Young Bucks looking for new challenges, and he says that he has defeated everyone in Japan. So
Hmm.
someone else from the States challenges him, and that was the first unpredictable segment. And
To be honest, if are you on Twitter?
yeah, I am.
They had been feuding on Twitter for
I
a
know that.
month.
But
Yeah,
nobody expected something this big because
yeah, true.
Randall
Even
has
I did.
all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah. So and the second time, I thought that this is the most unpredictable thing that you can do at this moment. But the next a couple of weeks apart from this, Chris
Yeah,
Jericho
he
comes back to Japan after the promo, hits Kenny Omega, bleeds him out with a beautiful code breaker. I mean, slams
the
one of the announcers. Code break. I mean, he applies the code
yeah,
breaker.
Don Callis, Don Callis.
Yeah,
The announcer who got code broken was the guy who actually made this match happen. Did you know that?
no, I did not know that. Thank you for that information. And there was Chris Jericho standing in the ring. Nobody expected him to be in Japan. No major leaks. Everything was new to this match. Then again, the Chris Jericho was giving the interview. Kenny Omega rushed in, beat him up, dropped a couple of f bombs. Chris Jericho dropped a couple of f bombs, and then man, this match was raised to a certain level that gives so much heat to the rivalry that you are going to see in
Yeah,
Wrestle
yeah.
Kingdom.
Which is this is the sole reason why the entire Jay White versus Tanahashi match didn't work out. There
Exactly,
was
exactly.
build up to this match, and there was no build up, nothing at all to that match.
And I love how Chris Jericho was being a natural heel and attacking the referee's son, all the guys of the
Yeah.
security, cameraman, everyone. He took out the camera. He clicked some of the
Yeah,
he showed his middle finger, clicked the
he's
pick of that.
amazing. He's amazing, man. There's just no word in in the English dictionary to truly describe him except for these words. Chris Jericho, he's just a man, the greatest of all time, the legit GOAT.
Of course, man. So Kenny Omega comes out with the Young Bucks, giving him a major advantage. I felt somewhat like that, but Young Bucks didn't involve in the match in any way. They were just there.
Yeah,
And this too took it to the next level because I seriously didn't expect Chris Jericho to be in great shape as he wasn't. But that didn't affect his in-ring performance. He still pulled up pretty good land salts. He actually used the walls of Jericho, and then he used the lion tamer because I have not seen the lion tamer
in a
for
long
a
time. Yeah,
long time. I
because
used to
that's what
perform.
he's.
Yeah, completed.
Yeah, that's what he's known for in Japan, right? Everyone in Japan doesn't know him by White 2J Chris
He
Jericho.
had a
Everyone
lion.
knows him by Lionheart.
Yeah,
He's,
Lionheart.
so he
Yeah,
had to do that lion tamer.
he had to, man. When before, like when I was in class 5 or 6, I used to wrestle with my brother, and I used the lion tamer as my finisher, and he told me that it fucking hurts.
It does.
I mean,
It
you,
does.
you bend his spine and you apply the pressure with your knees on his head. That is a pretty intense submission move because the Boston Crab really doesn't inflict that much of damage because you can you can apply light pressure to it. But in
Yeah.
Lion Tamer, you need to go do a full stretch, and I was so happy to see the Lion Tamer come back. And I remember
True enough.
Rangan pinging me up and saying, "Dude, Lion Tamer is back." I was watching a minute late or so. Then I see that I was streaming it live, and I was a minute late or so because I was pausing the match because some spots seemed so great that you need to rewatch them. Because
Yeah.
so so for that, Chris Jericho lost, but he broke the table,
Yeah.
tore the house down. So here we come to the final match: Okada versus Naito.
Hey, Akash, I'll have to leave you there because I think it's way past the time that I was allowed to do this.
Yeah, so
Allowed as in I had allowed myself to do it because I have my exams going on.
no problem.
That's okay. I'll take over. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
thanks a
Best
lot,
of luck
guys.
for your exam.
All the
Best of
best.
luck
Yeah.
for your exam.
All the best.
Thanks a lot, and thanks a lot for like having me over. It's always fun to talk
been-
about something that you love so much with
It's
people
been an
who.
honor, dude.
Yeah,
After your exams are done, we're gonna have some amazing podcasts.
Sure,
episodes. Don't worry
sure
about
thing, man, sure thing. Thanks a lot.
Good
And I
night.
want you to kick
Okay.
your exams ass. Do you hear what I say?
Darshan,
Yeah, yeah. What?
thank you for being with us. It's been a pleasure. So good night. Goodbye and
Yeah.
good night.
Good night and mwah, good
Goodbye
night.
and good night. Yeah. Bye.
Too sweet me. Yeah.
Too sweet.
Okay. Okada.
So Rangan, let's
Okada
just
versus Naito.
get done with this match.
I mean, yo, did you hear the pop for Okada and Naito?
Of course, man, two Japanese guys. Previously, it was two Canada guys taking the first part of the main event. Now we have the Japanese guys wrestling in Japan for the biggest title in the promotion. It was supposed to be the greatest match, and it was. It was better than Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega. And I heard that. Now, you know this as well as some of our fans will. Well, do we have fans?
I think we do.
Anyways, so it takes time, to get the viewers high. Anyways, you need to stick around like these wrestlers who have been trying for so long to get an exposure. So Naito apparently, speaks to the reporter and tells that the best match of the night was Naito versus Okada, and though it was a valiant effort by him, he lost. Still, the ticket got sold out because of this match, which disappointed Chris Jericho on his last day in Japan. So, what he does at New Year Dash, he comes out and smashes up Naito for this statement, because I heard Chris Jericho in one of the podcasts, and he said that if Naito thinks that the ticket sold out for him, then he is a stupid idiot. And he is. Come on, the ticket sold out for Alpha versus Omega. I would give that the best match was Naito's, because they had finishers, they had traditional brawling in the ring, not outside. It was great. It was surreal. But is it me, or I think that Okada deserves some more lethal finisher, because the Rainmaker is not that great of a finisher. It's just a clothesline.
Well, it's like clothesline from hell, but done in a very close quarter thing. It's not like running sort of thing. It's just close quarters. But yeah, I guess he can upgrade the move a bit.
Exactly.
So, what was your favorite part of this match? Like, what did you like about this match?
I liked that in this match there were too many finishers involved and too many great moves. Each kick out with a 2 count was great, because they showed each other how strong they were, and this gives them major push for the future opportunities and future matches.
Yeah, that's true. Like, and the in-ring chemistry between the two was surreal.
The timing of each move needed extremely what is the word I'm looking for? Need extremely tuning. They needed to tune up with each other so much that each move was perfectly done. Of course, I think they had rehearsed this match before, because you can't be that perfect all of
I
a
mean,
sudden.
you are an amazing wrestler, so I don't know. You maybe perfect. Like, you tell each other
Maybe
what to do on the
you can
spot.
spots, at least some major spots that will pop up the crowd.
Yeah, that's true.
So with that, we complete our total breakdown and decoding of WrestleKingdom 12.
What was your
Next,
favorite moment of the whole thing, of the whole pay-per-view?
the favorite thing would be, uh, I would say, three things
Yeah.
in order. Number three, Will Ospreay's dive and the wink, because the wink marked it.
Yes.
Second would be Chris Jericho, you know, making the referee's son pay for his father deeds with the walls of Jericho. That was unnecessary and great. I don't use that word unnecessary and great together. I think it's the first time in my
I'm like,
life.
poor kid.
Poor Japanese kid, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, and the first spot would be, I think the first spot would be, if I mention it, it would be your favorite spot as well. Chris Jericho snatching up the DSLR from a reporter, clicking certain pics, putting his middle finger in front of the lens, taking a picture of that, returning the camera. Remember that.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was classic heel Chris Jericho.
Honorable mention: Marty Skrull opening up and spreading out his wings.
Oh yes, he worked a lot for that particular thing. Like, I think he deserved all the ovation that he got last night. And
I'm glad that Japan doesn't do
much
anything.
love to Marty Scurll, man.
I am so happy that Japan doesn't do anything crazy. I mean, if this entrance was in WWE, they would probably use the rafters,
Yeah.
which makes it unsafe because Rape Owen Hart.
Yep. But
So that's it. The
yeah,
next pay-per-view we are going to cover is probably Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble, yes.
So good night
What
and
what are your expectations for Royal Rumble?
the 30-man match.
Who do you think is
For
gonna
the
win the men 30-man match?
Oh, it's tough to say, man. But I would want an underdog to win this one because we have seen predominant guys win every Rumble now and then.
Yeah.
The guys who got the push, Stone Cold won it more than once. Many people won it more than once who were already top people at the time. They did not need the Rumble opportunity to get a title shot. I felt like that.
Of course. But
If,
like
if somebody like
Finn
even if
Balor.
Bobby Roots wins it, I would be happy.
Yeah, me too. Bobby
Nakamura,
Roode,
great.
yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura, then
Because
Finn Balor even.
they were top guys in their core promotions, but in here they are mere mid
Nothing.
carders.
Yeah.
And if Randy Orton wins again, I am just gonna be pissed because so many times he has won it in the recent years.
Yep.
Why Randy Orton? I mean, that dude's career is, I mean, it's gonna end pretty soon because he's aging himself.
Yep. But the thing is, personally, I want Samoa Joe to win this. Seriously. No one else. I want Samoa Joe to win this. I know
Why?
like Shinsuke Nakamura has been like, not booked properly. As much as I want Shinsuke to win it,
I
I
get,
want
I
Samoa
get.
Joe to win it, yeah.
The only thing that I'm gonna bet on in this Rumble are two things. First of all, a tag team is going to fight among themselves because, well, damn logic.
It's every man for himself.
Yeah, that happens. I mean, why not gang up on somebody and be the surviving to from at the very last and decide then? Why do we need to brawl in the middle? Every guy does that.
Yeah.
Even the New Day will at some point. And the second thing that I can promise is Kofi doing another crazy spot in this match
Yep.
every time, and he's not gonna win. We know. I would love to see the Miz win. Miz is my pick.
Yep. Me too.
Miz, man, if he wins again, I think I enjoyed his title reign, the main eventing WrestleMania part.
Me
He was
too.
so great,
Like,
but
he
he was
deserved it.
made to brawl with Jerry Lawler. I mean, who does that?
Like, seriously, yeah. He was wasted afterwards.
Okay, so it's time to end this podcast. Rangan, would you do the honors?
Okay. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in with us with this Wrestle Kingdom 12 review in a two-part episode of episode 2. Thank you for joining us again. This is Akash Roy. That was Darshan Seth. He's having exams, so let's just all wish him best of luck. And to all of you, we'll see you in episode 3. So goodbye and good night.